So, Spirited Drives and Unreliable Cars has never had a more appropriate name. I'm heading off to a Cars and Coffee event this morning, and I was supposed to take the Green Mini. But the Green Mini did the AAA toe of shame last night. I think the e-coil is going out on it. This is the fourth time I've had a problem with an e-coil in two different cars because I'm a glutton for punishment and don't learn. There won't be a fifth time. I've got a standard coil on the way, and back we go. We'll be taking trusty old black Mini today, which was the other one that had the e-coil issues, and I swapped back over to regular coil and haven't had a problem since. So pulled them out this morning for a quick wash down. I just learned, I guess the bug's gonna go as well. And we're gonna go check out a brand new first time Cars and Coffee. So one thing I'm loving about Texas, there's a car event, usually a Cars and Coffee, on any given Saturday or Sunday. You got to choose which one you want to go to almost all year long. If it gets really, really cold, maybe they'll cancel it. But since I've been here, every weekend I got something fun car related to do. So this is the first time they're doing this one. Very nice young man that I met, a couple months ago, Chris Olivieri, hopefully I didn't just massacre his name, is running a really cool shop that specializes in wrenching on classic cars. And he got together, I think with this donut shop. We're going to Bougie's Donuts. And we're gonna go and support this very first Cars and Coffee. Maybe take a look at his shop too. It's a really cool shop, and I've been pretty impressed with the work I've seen him doing. So yeah, we're gonna go cheer him on for his very first event out there, and I'm actually genuinely excited for it. So no donuts for me. I've managed to drop, what am I at, about 20 pounds here in the last couple months. Yes, I know, I'm still fat, working on it. But back to the cars. Let's go check out this new Cars and Coffee, not eat a donut, and then maybe if we got time after, take a look at his shop. Ben Compton, Spirited Drives and Unreliable Cars. Here we go. So we just wrapped up their very first Cars and Coffee out in Sunset Valley, Texas, Bougie Donuts. I met the owner, Ryan, of Bougie Donuts. Extremely solid guy. Beautiful 1958 Grumman delivery van, panel van. That sounded great. Actually, everybody there was really cool. What a really solid group of guys. And I bet that thing's going to take off and become huge. So, my loud Mini here, I'm going to roll on out to Chris's shop, Dripping Classics, and see what he's got going on. So here we are at Dripping Springs, Texas, home of Dripping Classics. God, I love that name. We're going to figure out how he came up with that. And let's talk to Mr. Chris Olivieri, and he's in here somewhere. Hey, Chris.
Hey, guys.
What's happening?
Not much. How are you?
The shop looks kind of empty, but
yeah,
that's only because you pulled a couple of cars outside. This place was stuffed when I got here.
it was, definitely.
I guess that's a sign that business is going well.
It is. We're working on classics here, so got 5 or 6 cars in the shop right now. Everything from, classic American muscle to mid-70s, early 80s muscle.
So you work on old stuff. Not now, is it just American muscle, or?
No, I'll do European stuff, air-cooled Porsches. My partner does everything in the air-cooled Porsche arena.
So classics means classics.
Classics is classics, for sure.
Well, look at that, sweethearts. I mean, trust me, these are both really nice, but wow, how often do you see one of those anywhere? 69, I can tell that much. What are we looking at? What's
So 69 Charger RT V code 446 pack automatic, black on black. Just a restoration of that caliber you don't see all the time.
what are we doing to it?
So they only made 4 of those cars in 69. It was overheating. The 440 big block runs warm.
Yes, they do.
Inherently. So I did a new thermostat on it. Put an external fan, some gauges in it because the temperature gauge on the dash isn't working correctly right now. He originally came in because he had no brakes, so we did a new master cylinder, bled the brakes, got it all stopping correctly, getting it cooling correctly, and now going through timing a little bit, finishing up some wiring and getting it out of here.
Chris, let me ask you something. I remember seeing something about you opening the shop up. I don't think, have you even been here a year?
No, so I opened January 1 of 24, so coming up on a little over 90 days. And it's needed in this area. There's an overflow at a lot of other shops around here. Long waiting lists, so I can do everything from engine rebuilds and full restorations, but the name of the game right now is, you know, smaller jobs, get things kind of in and out and flowing until I get to a point to where I expand and get more lifts and a bigger team and things like that.
Now, I'm from other states, here, there, and everywhere. I'm not a Texas native, born and raised. And of course, everyone who is watching this is going to go, boo. But would you agree? Because I think, like me, you're transplanted. I'm from way up north. I'm not going to ask you where you're from. But anyway, we're both not Texans. Would you agree, well, we are now, would you agree that Texas has one of, if not the most thriving car culture ever?
It's the strongest car culture I've seen. So I spent 19 years in Southern California, and car culture out there is strong, but I would say it's stronger here than it is back there.
Yeah.
And I think especially in this area, because of the roads that we have and the open space, real drivers, real car people, they kind of flock to this area.
Yeah, and we can do it year round. So neener, my friends from back up north.
Right.
So you've only been here, you said you're coming up on 3 months?
Just over almost 4 months now.
4 months.
Yeah.
So I'm a small business guy, car culture, both.
Yep.
And the fact that you have only been open for a little over 3 months and you are jam-packed, can't keep up with business, two things, that must say something about the job that you're doing. But secondly, hey, congratulations. This is working for you.
It is. So far, so good. And customers are really cool. A lot of customers give me carte blanche. Hey, Chris, do what you feel is right. Do what needs to get done.
That says something too.
You know, which is just people are understanding of the process with these old cars too. And the community has really supported me so far in all of this. It's been great.
Well, congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
You're successful doing what you love.
Yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do, and now I'm able to do it, and it's awesome.
And you're already going to have to expand. I mean, I've swung by here 3 times, and you can hardly walk through here when the cars are in.
It's too much, and you know I want to treat them like my own, so I keep it to a point to where whatever I can store inside stays inside. If the customer's okay with me keeping a car out back, then I'll do that. But I try to keep it small, not take on another car before I get one done. So keep it pretty small for right now.
Wow, that's awesome. So some of the cars that you pulled out, let's go take a look and see what's going on with them.
Yeah, let's take a peek.
Now, wasn't this something when you first opened up the garage to see this poking out? What are we looking at?
This is a cool car, 70 Challenger RT. Just some minor things, got some seat squeaks on it, carburetor tuning, brakes are a little soft, so just some more along the lines of regular maintenance on this car. He's a good client of mine. He has a collection. He's passionate about Mopars, so it's a 440, it's a big block car. Got the Kragers that are period correct.
Yeah, I saw that.
Just a cool look with the stripes running down the side. It's a cool car.
This is not the same guy with the Charger sitting in there. This is somebody different. Just coincidence.
Yeah, right. And when he was dropping it off, he said, "Oh, add another RT to the collection." So anytime you can get 2 RTs in the same garage, you're a happy guy.
This sounds like somebody that might actually keep you busy, huh?
Yeah.
But it
100%.
sure is beautiful. What's the story on this one as far as keeping it period correct and pure? Is he pretty adamant to kind of
Yeah, he wants to preserve the period and the dates of the car. So it's original under the hood. It does have some air shocks, which were kind of famous for that time.
I'd say that's period correct.
Yeah.
And if you're really trick, you put the valves as license plate. Yeah. That's great.
So he wants me to maybe go back to a traditional strut setup if the airbags aren't working or leaking or whatever. So we might look at doing that too.
Wow. Well, this is absolutely awesome that you just opened this up a few months ago. You've already got, I don't know how many times I've heard you say you need to maybe get something bigger, and you're having to tell people, wait, you got a waiting list.
Yep.
That's congratulations, Chris. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It is working out for you. So this is in Dripping Springs, Texas. I think your name is absolutely awesome. Dripping Classics. Yep. That's great.
So I chose the logo. It's a 1984 911 TAC, 911 Turbo.
That actually is. I'll
TAC.
be darned.
So I was born in '84, and Porsche 911s. I mean, they're special to everybody, but it's one of those cars growing up as a kid that was on the bucket list. So.
You and I share that. The 80s 911 Turbo, or was it the 930, I guess. That was, I will have one, which of course I haven't. I got to drive one at 88.
I have a TAC as a logo, but I'll get a car.
Right.
Eventually.
Last year, a guy that had a storage locker 2 down from mine, and we both had our cars in it, had a Guards Red 1988 930. Nice. And you know, he actually let me take it up the block and back.
Really?
Yeah, yes, that was a dream. I was. It's almost as good as having a car. He said, "Well, I am selling it," and I got all itchy. And they command some money.
Yes.
I didn't have a house to sell at the time to buy it.
And that, you know, in the last 15 to 20 years, they've just skyrocketed in price.
And then there's the maintenance. So
exactly.
So
which we can do. So
yes, you can.
Yeah. Anything air cooled, we're all about it. Volkswagen, Porsche.
That's great.
All that.
That's great. Stuff. And that's sometimes a little harder here in Texas to find somebody to work. Old American's one thing, but yeah. This thing sounded amazing when you pulled it out. 65 Mustang, and it sounded a little lumpy. So it's obviously got a little something going on it, but it does still have the original 289, or a 289 anyway. It's impressive. It looks like, unless I'm wrong, it actually has the original wheels on it. Most of the time, those are repos. This one actually's got, looks like what it rolled off the assembly line with.
Yeah, this client is, his name's Chris, funny enough, but this was his dad's car, and it's really important to him, holds a special place in his heart. So came to me, there's a little bit of maybe lifter tick or something going on in the heads that I have to start to get into and diagnose. It has a mild cam in it, some performance heads, intake manifold, carburetor.
Hence it sounded not quite like a stock 289 coming out.
But, you know, deluxe interior car, power windows, power steering, power disc brakes. It's got all the right options for 65, 66 Mustang.
Wow.
So,
it is gorgeous.
Yeah. It's a special car to him, and Mustangs hold a special place in my heart because that's where I started restoring cars, late 60s Mustangs.
Oh, really?
Is what I taught myself to do.
Okay. So you actually have a soft spot for this old American iron. Yeah. Interestingly enough, I'm going to pan right here a little bit. Your daily driver is a 1968. I'm just kidding. What? This is your daily?
Yeah, it's a 23 WRX. It's got Eibach lowering springs on it. And that's all I've been able to do to it so far. It's only got 3,000 miles on it, but naturally being an 80s baby, you know, the 90s Japanese tuner culture was huge when I was growing up.
It's kind of when it took off.
Yep, this is what I cut my teeth doing on after the before the American muscle cars. I was into, my first car was an 88 RX-7 single turbo.
Oh, wow.
So I love all the Japanese tuner cars.
So you're not strictly old American iron like we were saying inside
No.
your shop. You'll work on a lot of different stuff, and
Yep.
I guess maybe that's why you and I get along so well. We like
so.
kind of everything.
Good. So I like it all. I like this truck's in, so we're gonna do some work on it. Probably pull out the motor, get it rebuilt, maybe do a crate motor. So you can do a little bit of everything. I use discretion when I'm taking on projects, but if it's old, it's got a special place in my heart.
That
for sure.
is a project.
Yes.
Quad cab Ford, though, those
Yep.
are starting to become a hot commodity, so I can see why somebody would want to rescue it.
People love them.
Yes, they do. So if I'm in Texas, I don't care if I'm in Dripping Springs or a couple hundred miles away, I would definitely want to bring my car here. How do people get a hold of you?
So my website, Instagram is Dripping Classics. You can call me. My email address, drippingclassics@gmail.com, or you can reach me by my phone number, 949-235-8658.
So the guy's already saying he's booked out and getting jam-packed full of cars, and I'm doing everything I can to make that even worse or better, depending on how you look at it.
I'm gonna need a bigger space once this gets out. So, but they're good problems to have.
Yes.
Hopefully we can expand, get this wall blown out, expand over next door, or we might have an opportunity to take on a larger space pretty soon that I could put a couple lifts in there and get some techs and really get rolling and
That's so awesome.
blow this thing out of the water.
And by the way, congratulations on that first Cars and Coffee.
Thank you. Yeah, we did a
And-
little good event today. I think that'll grow as time goes on and word gets out, and I appreciate you coming out and supporting. It's cool.
Oh, absolutely. And we've already got big dreams and plans on
Right.
maybe a large event out at a ranch with
Exactly.
food and music and
That's awesome.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to stop in once in a while and check up on you and maybe have you turn a wrench or two on
Love
my
to,
stuff.
man. Love
It
to.
looks like I might have to get myself in a list early.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Chris. This
Thank
is
you,
great.
man. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming by.
Absolutely.